To Soda City Live. Our next guest is here to spread positivity. You know, sometimes every now and then you need a little pick-me-up, and God sometimes put people in your life to make sure that you can get that. And this is why Tabitha Simmons is here. You may know her from No Chill Radio because she's actually a radio personality. But Tabitha, you are using your story to turn to motivational speaking. So walk us through how you have used your platform to help people.
It kind of just fell into my lap. You know, it's one of those situations to where I tell people all the time, it's not something that I wanted to do. I grew up predominantly with my grandparents. I'm the oldest of 6. You know, life has a way of throwing you a couple of thunderstorms, tornadoes, and all that good stuff. But you figure out a way to make things work. And growing up, I, on my own, decided to go left, knowing I should have been going right. So,
yeah.
You know, we fight the things that we know we're supposed to be doing. And through life, what ended up happening was I got battered and then tossed around to the left and to the right. And then, you know, I realized that it was time for something to change. Mm-hmm. And God decided to say, hey, this is what I need for you to do. But it isn't until you're ready. And when I became tired of being beat up and battered with life, I was ready. And so I moved into the passenger seat and decided to let God take over and lead me where I needed to go.
And you know, sometimes when something bad happens in your life, you use that story to help other people.
Absolutely.
One thing you're very transparent about, and you touched on it just a little bit, is that you are a survivor of domestic violence.
Absolutely.
When you were going through that time, did you ever think that you'll be sharing your story to help others?
No. You know, it's an embarrassing thing to be able to open up and tell the world that, and show the world you were weak at some point, that someone exploited a weakness in you, and it's you don't know what people are going to say or how they're going to view you.
Yeah, and so with your motivational speaking, you use that as an example to help others. What has been the response for you?
I get, not you, I can't. That's usually my response. And I've always been told, you know, you don't have to look like what you've been going through. You don't have to look like what you're going through.
Yeah.
So I usually get the surprise reaction, but then I get the open and welcome arms, and people draw to me based off of the things that I've gone through. And it's like, I can't believe that she's gone through that, and she's clearly here right now today as a survivor.
And I'm so happy that you're talking about your story and sharing it. I know it may be difficult, but a lot of times people call themselves motivational speakers. They give these titles to themselves, but they haven't really walked that walk or been through struggles in life. So being that you are a survivor, you have this platform for radio, what's next when it comes to your motivational speaking and continuing to help people?
I can honestly tell you that I don't know. When I get asked this question, I haven't the slightest idea. I'm along for the ride is what I can tell you. You know, when you get tired of driving left, then you decide to let God take over in your life and you sit in the passenger seat. Listen, I'm just along for the ride. So I'm hoping to be able to share my story around the world and to help as many people as I can.
Now, in addition to motivational speaking, you are also a life coach.
Yeah.
So explain that. I mean, you do so much, and this
Yeah.
is great. Explain your sessions. Do you speak to people one-on-one, or is it in a group setting?
It's in a group setting, but occasionally someone will have the courage enough to reach out to me and would like to speak with me one-on-one, and I encourage that because everybody's not ready to share in a group setting their story or share what they're going through, and that's to be understood. I was the exact same way. So it's either or, just depends on what you're ready for.
And to that point, Tabitha, how do you know when you're ready? Because you're on our show today talking about all these great resources, motivational speaking. I've been down that path before when we thought life was hard and there was no turn. Now you're a life coach, but how do you get people to really know, like, hey, I got you, come talk to me if you're going through something?
You feel it in your gut. I tell people this all the time when I go live. I tell them, you know you're ready when you have that gut feeling and something is telling you that you need to change. Something, if everything that you have been doing has not been working for you, that's how you know it is time for change.
And I would like to add, you know, when it comes to being a life coach or a motivational speaker, you're not judging their life.
Absolutely not.
You're just there to help, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel like some people may be scared or nervous about coming to talk to a stranger.
Yeah.
And afraid they may leave judged.
you have to make it okay. You know, I let them know off the bat, listen, there's nothing you can tell me that's going to raise my eyebrows unless it's already drawn that way. There's nothing you're going to tell me, you know, and people need to know that it's a safe place for them to come and share with you. And if you give off that particular type of energy, they're going to come to you.
That's so good, and there's so much going on in the world right now. Do you only help adults, or do you speak to children as well?
Sometimes when I speak, it resonates through everybody. I speak in regards to things that happened to me when I was younger. I speak about the teenage part of my life and the adult part. So sometimes whatever I say resonates with teenagers, you know, senior citizens as old as in their 70s and 80s.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, everyone has a story. And Tabitha, tell people how they can stay in touch with you or even book you if they need for you to come and speak.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram. I'm always there. Definitely on Facebook, the Tabitha Simmons. I'm occasionally on TikTok. Wednesdays, you can catch me there. Definitely Mondays. I have my motivational Mondays under the Tabitha Simmons.
All right, the Tabitha Simmons. I love that. And what about your radio show?
My radio station is No Chill Radio 95.9 FM, and we're on iHeartRadio, Odyssey. We're everywhere on all the platforms. You can find us.
All right, and you have such a perfect voice for radio, and you have the perfect face for
Thank
TV,
you so much.
You're good all around. Tabitha,
Thank you
so much for coming on the show, and we'll be right back after this short break. Stay tuned.